What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down one of the biggest mistakes that wide receivers will make when running a hitch and go route or any kind of double move. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope it teaches you a few things about route running, top of the route moves that can get you some separation. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to get better off the line of scrimmage with your press releases, check out that very first link in the description below where you could get access to a 50-minute long video where we break down 20 different press releases, the exact situations to use each release, and then drills with the exact sets and reps to work on each one of those releases. So check out that very first link in the description below if you want to become a much better route runner when it comes to your press release game. Let's get started with this video. So first router is going to be from Hollywood Brown. Now this is going to be the kind of bad example, I guess you could say, of a hitch and go where he doesn't get much separation. DB's right on his hip and the play ultimately gets locked up. Then we'll show you guys a good example after this of the exact same route. So anytime that you guys are doing a double move, obviously the whole point of the double move is to make it look like the first move. If you're running a hitch and go, you got to make it look exactly like a hitch. If you're running a sluggo, you have to make it look exactly like a slant. That's pretty self-explanatory. But the thing that makes it look the exact same when it comes to a hitch and go is the hip drop, right? So when you guys are running a hitch route, you're trying to sell vertical, you're trying to drop your hips, and you were trying to stop on a dime. Now, the mistake that guys will make is that when they do this, they maybe don't drop enough with their hips, or they'll drop with their hips and they pop up and they drift off of the route. That does not look like an actual hitch. To get this DB to drive, he has to feel threatened. He has to feel threatened underneath. He has to feel threatened by the hitch. If it's a regular move like a sluggo or something like that, or an out and up, he has to feel threatened by the slant, threatened by the out. So you got to snap your eyes around. You have to commit your hips to it. You got to be running fast. Now on this hitch, I have to really, to get him to drive, I have to stop myself. I have to stop on a dime. I have to fully turn around, fully commit to it to get him to drive. But if you guys drop into this break and then you drop and then you pop up, all you were doing is drifting upfield, and nobody runs a hitch like that. Not to mention when you pop up, what happens? Your pad level raises. A, will make you slower, but B, that does not look like a hitch, fellas. So make sure that we do not make that mistake of dropping into the route and then popping up and drifting to not actually sell the route. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. This is a prime example of just what you don't want to do on that hitch and go, is that's going to get that DB all over this route and it does not draw him in. So now we're looking at this route, exact same situation. This is the good example of the hitch and go from Odell, right? So he's going to be running this hitch and go. What I want you to be mindful of, and again, this is on the goal line as well. What I want you to be mindful of is how he actually stops himself. There's no drift. He gets low, but he also stays low to draw that DB in who is in off coverage. So I'm going to play at full speed. So when he snaps, he stops himself. There is no drift. There is no change of the pad level. Everything about that looks like a hitch, looks like a stop, looks like a curl. Whatever route you might be trying to sell where you got to drop your hips if it's a double move, it has to look that way from the start. So when he drops into this thing, right? It's the same kind of snap down. He's dropping his hips. He's being violent with his hips, just like how Hollywood Brown was. But the only difference is when he takes that plant step, he stays in that explosive spot. He does not drop his hips and then pop up immediately after. And that goes for any kind of route, fellas. Like, let's say you're running like maybe a comeback route, and it's like a 15 back to 12-yard comeback. At 15, if you guys snap down and then you pop up right after, all you're going to do is you are going to drift on the break and then get back downhill. And that drift just allows a DB more time to recover and doesn't sell the fade, and it takes too much time, right? So on a hitch and go, it's the same kind of concept. You want to get low, but you also want to stay low because that helps you make that tight change of direction. You're stopping right on a dime, and that is what will draw this DB in. If you guys can trust your hips, actually get into the break, actually stay low, that will get you separation. Now, not to mention if it's man coverage, what gets a DB to go anyways is that he would be, this is more like a zone look because his eyes are looking at the quarterback. But like, let's say it's man coverage. Let's say maybe it's like the last clip and that DB's hip to hip with us. Where's he watching? Where are his eyes? His eyes are on your hips. So when you have that level change with your hips and you actually drop down and it looks the same, it feels the same, you got the same speed going into it, trust me, fellas, that will get a DB to bite on the route. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. This is a textbook example here of what you want to do on that hitch and go route. And then again, from the first example, what you do not want to do and how you can learn from that mistake. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you'd like to learn 20 different press releases, when to use each release, and then drills to emphasize each one of those with the exact sets and reps, all broken down into a 50-minute long video, we with game film examples of each release. Check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.